The United Progressive Party says it will continue to exert pressure on the ruling government until a private inquiry is conducted into the illegal sale of numerous government vehicles. On Tuesday, members of the opposition party, joined by a small group of residents, gathered outside the Public Works Department in St. John's to make their stance clear. Antigua.news was there. We spoke to the opposition leader, Pringle.
We haven't heard from the minister as to what is the situation. Now, the Prime Minister would have lied to us, where he told us that the rotation of 2 senators or 2 parliamentary secretaries were part of his government's rotation policy. And later, he came back to the public and said that there's this scandal involving persons, senior members within the Public Works Department, to which the junior Minister of Works was transferred. And he lied to the public in that regard. So therefore, we cannot take anything from the Prime Minister as the gospel. And we're asking for an independent investigation into the matter, and more so to see if there's further need for a full inquiry into the Ministry of Works.
Prime Minister Gaston Brown has come to the defense of his wife, Public Works Minister Maria Bird Brown, amid mounting calls for her resignation. The Prime Minister insists that his wife should not be implicated in the illegal sale of the vehicles in question, saying that she was the one who uncovered the entire scandal. However, Pringle remains unconvinced.
You as the minister should not be the whistleblower, because again, you are at the helm of the ministry. You are the person in charge of the ministry, and you should be knowledgeable of the things that are happening within the ministry. You have 2 ministries implicated, the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Works. We're talking about $15 million so far. That's what we got from the Prime Minister. And as I said, we cannot take his word for it. And I would want to believe it might be probably more. But how would we know that? Is through an independent investigation into the matter.
While the opposition is calling for an inquiry into the matter, the Prime Minister insists that he prefers to go the way of restitution, emphasizing that while the government has already taken steps to recover misused funds, over $10 million so far, any further acts of a similar nature will carry serious legal consequences. But attorney and UPP caretaker for St. Paul, Wayne Marsh, says that approach falls short of real accountability.
Restitution for what? We are saying that given the magnitude of this scandal, where it is alleged that millions and millions of dollars, over 400, according to the government itself, vehicles were inappropriately distributed to persons who should not have those vehicles, and certain concessions were made without authority, irregularities, as the Prime Minister himself would have said. We're saying that this matter needs a full inquiry. I would go as far as saying that this requires the Governor General of Antigua and Barbuda to commission a commission of inquiry for us to get to the bottom of this. It cannot be that the Prime Minister breaks the news, hears the arguments, make a determination, and he comes to this idea of restitution. Restitution, in my mind, is nothing but sanctioning corruption without a full and independent investigation into what has transpired. For us to go to restitution, I am saying that this is a slap in the face of Antigua and Barbuda, and we ought to demand more from the Prime Minister. He himself ought to resign, and certainly his wife, the Honourable Maria Brown, ought to be made to resign immediately.
The MP for St. Mary South, Kelvin Shugi Simon, was also at Tuesday's protest. He says the issue surrounding the illegal sale of the government vehicles is not about politics, but about principle, accountability, and respect for public property.
It is not okay for people to just sit on the side and watch us as a political party advocate on their behalf. I mean, it is their money that we're also fighting to see how it was spent, and therefore every person should have a keen interest in the development of this matter, and also the demand for private investigation and not just take the words of a Prime Minister that we cannot trust.
On Independence Day, Prime Minister Gaston Brown said on his radio station that investigations are ongoing and the government will continue to return these vehicles to its dealers once they are found.
We are responsible as senior public servants, but not culpable, because we're not involved in any of the transactions. And where individuals fail to observe the established protocols to purchase vehicles, but there's a policy, there's a vehicle purchase policy, a procurement policy. And in addition to that, at the behest of Minister Brown, we added that any vehicle purchased on behalf of the Crown, that they must be accompanied by a cabinet decision. So we centralized it. It so happened that we recognized as a result of the 2 Broncos, that's how the discussion started, innocently. I thought it was only 2 Broncos until people started to call me and tell me what was going on. So we found over 30 vehicles that didn't have any cabinet decisions, and we sent them back all to the dealers. Well, 2 dealers primarily. And they accepted them because they knew that they faulted. So that alone probably would have been a recovery of probably about $3 million. They took them back. But by sending back those 30 vehicles, it brought the system back into balance. So when we did the research so far to date, just over 90 vehicles were purchased. And by sending back 30, the overall purchase for this year is now down to just over 60. Now, admittedly, if we did not find out by the end of the year, we probably may have had maybe 150.
The scandal has seen the resignation of the longest serving controller of customs, Raju Badu, and the shifting around of a number of public servants. Ultimately, how the issue is handled will reveal not just who is right or who is wrong, but how seriously Antigua and Barbuda takes its commitment to good governance and the rule of law. This has been a production of Antigua.news. I am Charmaine Big Charles. Antigua.news is your #1 online news platform for breaking events as they happen. In a busy world, why wait until tomorrow for today's news? We have the latest in local, regional, and international news. Like and follow us on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Join our WhatsApp groups and channel. Become part of the Antigua.news family, where we bring you the latest news at your fingertips. If it's not on Antigua.news, then probably it didn't happen. Antigua.news for breaking news that captivates.